Hello, everyone. Today's asynchronous work, we are moving back into the work that we were doing around force fields. And today we're going to introduce electric charges. So we'll start off just with some review since we started learning about this about 2 weeks ago, and then benchmarks interrupted it. So reminder that a force field is an invisible area around any object that has magnetic, electrical, or gravitational pull. One type of force field is a magnetic field, which you all know about very well if you have ever put a magnet on a fridge or tried to push two magnets together that didn't want to go together. You felt that magnetic field. So this is a force field that surrounds a magnet, and it exists because of the spinning of tiny particles in the metal called electrons. And we're going to talk a little bit more about electrons as we get into electric fields. And then there's the gravitational field. This is a force field that surrounds any object that has mass. So remember, gravitational fields exist around everything that we can see, certainly. Those things all have mass. It exists around air. Air has mass. Around planets that are 500 trillion miles away or 50 billion light years away. There's a gravitational field around every single thing that has mass, and it makes those things that have mass pull together to some extent. All right, and now into the new stuff for today. So an electric field is like these other force fields in that it's invisible. It's not a thing that you can see, but it's attracting two particles together, basically. So an electric field is a region around a charged particle that exerts force on other particles. Electric fields and magnetic fields often work together, and we call that electromagnetism. So those two fields are pretty similar, and we're going to talk about them in similar ways. If you've ever been to the Science Museum over near the river, you've probably seen that giant orb kind of thing that looks like this. That is, I don't know exactly what that's called, but the work that they do with that is interacting with electric fields. So this kind of thing that you're seeing here, I guess that's a way that we can visualize electric fields. Remember, we can't usually see electric fields, but we can sometimes see these things interacting. Lightning is another example of a time that you would be able to kind of see electrons or these charged particles interacting. And there are a few examples like that, but generally it's invisible. And of course it is, these electric fields have a lot to do with how we use electricity. All right, so some things to know about electric fields. There are these charged particles, and they have two possible charges. It could be positive or negative. And you can remember that because it's like the two ends of batteries, right? If you hold a battery, you know that there's always a positive side and a negative side. All right. And then a few things to remember about how these are similar to magnetic fields. So as I was saying before, we'll often talk about electric fields and magnetic fields together because we use them both together to create, like to make motors and things like that. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the next asynchronous work. So opposite charges attract, and that means like charges repel. So if you have a positive and a negative, those are going to try to come together. If you have a negative and a negative, or two electrons, those are going to push apart. Fields are strongest closest to the charged particle. So that's just like magnets. You know, you don't, if you hold a magnet over here and your fridge is like 15 feet away, it's not like trying to jump to that because it's a pretty weak field from there. Same thing with gravity, right? We're not feeling any gravity from the sun because it's much, much further away than the earth. And then electric fields are stronger when there are more charged particles. And again, that's like if you have a really big magnet, it's going to be way, way stronger than a really small magnet. All right. That is the end of today's asynchronous work. Go ahead and fill out the Google form that is part of this assignment, and I will see you in class.